Hey, Josh.
Hey, Rob, what's up?
You'll never believe what I was just doing.
Well, there's something inside me that will believe it, but go ahead, tell me.
That's nothing untoward. I was just hanging out at campbloodletters.com, looking around, and guess what? We've got so many more campers coming around the fire.
Jeez, really?
I know. But I don't think we have enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the more the merrier. How can we get more?
I think we can spread our seed out there if we could just get a little help from the campers we do have. Do us a huge favor.
And rate, review, and subscribe to us, Letters from Camp Blood, that is, on Stitcher, iTunes, and wherever you're getting this plugged into your face hole.
Wherever fine podcasts are carried. It's good for the algorithm that we get new subscribers and reviews. This is not for our egos. We are just trying to get ourselves into more ear holes. So if you like us, do us a favor and spread the love both digitally and to the creepy kid in your life.
And until you do that, we'll see you on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You are now listening to Letters from Camp Blood.
A retrospective look at the horror and genre films from the VHS era by two comedians that don't know what they're talking about. Hello, everybody. You're listening to Letters from Camp Blood. I am your junior woodchuck counselor, Rob Hot Sauce Haynes, coming at you live from Salem's Light Recording Studio. Alongside me, as always,
A old Korean War vet's wooden leg, Josh Lewis here. And we have a special guest, Rob.
oh snap! Yes, joining us in Salem's Lot, funny lady, producer of the Super Serious Show, Monika Scott.
Hi, should I have a funny nickname?
No. Sure.
I wasn't ready.
What if you think of one as we go?
Yeah, I'll just blurt it out.
Just inappropriately.
Toenail.
Hey, I can promise that's not it.
Yeah, I think that is one of those things. Like, we started like trying to be like real kitschy morning radio, like, oh, I'm a counselor and you're this, that, and the other, and then he just started calling himself stuff and
Stuff that just happens in the movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I feel like I'm so creative for it. And I think the past 3, 4, 5 episodes, I just couldn't think of nothing, so I just didn't do it.
I would
Like,
do
I'm
some.
just myself.
I would do something different, but I fear change.
Yeah, as you should.
Yes.
Healthy.
Yeah. Which, speaking of healthy, we just watched a little ditty from 1996 called Uncle Sam. Yeah. Brought to us by the creative minds behind Maniac Cop, Maniac Cop 2, Maniac Cop 3. And I'm surprised this wasn't just called like Maniac Soldier, because it's the exact same fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's like, if you've never seen any of the Maniacs, you just saw another one. Like it's just Angry Soldier Boy.
Yeah, if I could describe this to people that'll never watch this movie, because we get more and more messages of, hey, I'll never watch any movie that you watch, but I'll listen to you, which makes me feel, I don't know, good. Very oddly good. It's about a guy that's in uniform that gets killed somehow that turns out not to be a very nice person, but for some odd reason gets devil powers, like mean monster man powers. And he comes back and he walks real stiff and kills people.
Yeah.
There you go.
The MacGuffin, the reason that the movie seems to happen is like it's a soldier who also beats his wife. So you think, yay, he's dead, but now he's back. Because reasons?
You don't find out he beat his wife until like 90 minutes.
Oh, no, he had that like wife beating swagger about him at the beginning.
Yeah, it's just a guy that got in some sort of something in Kuwait in the early 90s, the first Persian Gulf.
I was going to say, I think they were trying to insinuate that it was like the fun Persian Gulf War.
The good one.
Yeah. The one where it was over in like 3 days and we're all like, we'll never do that again.
Yeah, their earlier stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The first album.
It's just like going to summer camp, but dead people.
Yeah, but a road full of incinerated people. But yeah, he's out there hanging out. And then I don't really understand the first.
How he died?
He was already burned up. It looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like
and then
they
he
said,
shot people.
They found him in a mass grave.
No, he was just sitting in a truck.
Oh, so we just hanging?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also couldn't figure out how to work the surround system.
Yeah,
that was during our quiet time of the movie.
I picked up the remote, tried to make a phone call. It was
There was a lot of cursing and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. Okay, so like, it's always weird like trying to get the start of like one of these movies because like it's not a lot happens in the movie other than a zombie guy comes back. He fights a dude on stilts.
Boy,
yeah. Well,
that
it was a
good.
one-sided fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy on stilts just kind of walked around and then laid down.
That looked at
Yeah.
like a lot of side boob.
Yeah, he saw a butt and he couldn't handle it.
Yeah, he did. So there's an Uncle Sam wearing stilts character.
There are two Uncle Sam villains in this movie.
One is just a peeping
pervert.
Tom. Yeah, just a fucking pervert. Maybe a young man exploring his sexuality. He'll probably regret that later in life if he doesn't get killed. Spoiler alert.
Like-
Bummer. Yeah.
If this was an Ivan Reitman movie, it would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was just a girl, she just got out of the shower, and she's like aggressively combing her very wet hair. And he's just outside staring. That's it. He wasn't
Yeah.
jacking or nothing. And then she takes off her towel to, I don't know, to do girl stuff. And because that's how it works on every one of these Peeping Tom movies. A girl comes over, she brushes her hair, and then she's like, well, time to just be nude in front of an open window.
Yeah. There's a lot of strutting around naked that happens in films that I don't think happens in reality.
No, I've looked through enough windows, and it doesn't happen.
If nothing else, like I'm personally just like if I'm naked at home, it's a very small amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's an incredibly dark room.
Things are.
I'm not saying I'm proud of my body, but if I lived alone again, ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Be careful where you sit on my furniture.
I've never like bought curtains, and I think I've made a lot of neighbors' days not really giving that much of a shit, and then being like, oh right, people can see through this.
Yeah.
no.
Sorry, you're welcome.
I was raised to be incredibly shameful of my penis.
Sorry, I was raised by feral hippies, so
Gross.
yeah.
I like the word feral next to hippie.
That's
Like there's ones that are like contained, like farm raised.
I don't know. Feral might be the most like accurate description of
Yeah, that's what I'm
hippies.
saying.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
I like my hippies from a factory farm,
Like ethically raised, but
but I still want them to be chopped up and murdered.
I'm glad you're here. Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Enjoy the granola. And then one hippie leads them up a little step, and then another hippie,
a decoy hippie.
a decoy hippie, a Judas hippie, leads them up a step, and then they're just like, wow, this ain't like fish or nothing up here. And then,
Pow. Hits him with a hammer.
right in the fucking skull. You think hippies got thick skulls?
I'm just gonna let you bask in that one for
All
a
right,
minute,
that's
buddy.
fine. It happens a
That's
lot
fine.
on here.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think they
think
do.
so. I think they do.
You think they have thick skulls? You think it's just because they, won't listen to anything? People are trying to help them a lot.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
yeah.
man, why don't you just clean up, get a haircut?
I mean, thick skull to me means a little less brain.
Oh,
Damn.
whoa. So this is a lash out against your folks.
Yeah, yeah. Take that, mom.
Raging against the machine over here.
Take that, mom. I've always refused to teach you how to listen to a podcast.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Well, that's not hippie. I don't think my parents have ever. I know they've never listened to this podcast.
Yeah.
There's odds are they've never listened to any podcast.
Yeah.
And like my dad loves talk sports radio. So you'd think, oh, you download all this shit and what have you.
Right.
No.
Oh,
It's-
man.
it's-
Terrestrial radio or die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he still thinks like any television, like the DVR still befuddles him to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Or any on-demand content. He's like, when it's gone, it's just gone.
It's like, no, nothing's like that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
That scares me because at one time, your dad, all of our dads, well, I don't know about mine, but I don't know him. So most of our dads, they had the grasp of the newest technological advances.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it was just a gas-powered motor.
Sure. Will be obsolete so fast.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what the day. I hope I'm like sentient enough to realize whenever I'm trying to fix something or trying to just work a device,
Yeah.
and I just go, oh, God damn it! I guess I'm gonna have to go back to this abacus or something. I can't fucking figure this
Yeah,
out.
I hope to be dead by then.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I have to be dead so fucking
You
soon.
know, my mom does listen to some. She'll listen to. So my mom's really into aliens and
Yeah.
cryptozoology.
Fuck yes, she is.
So she listens to Coast to Coast and Darkness Radio every
Yeah.
day, and
Your mom sounds awesome.
yeah, but I think it's like iTunes is the barrier, or they don't call it what Apple Podcasts is like the barrier. She can't. It's a river she doesn't understand how to cross.
She could just
The
type in
idea of
Coast
like
to
putting
Coast.
it on
she
her.
can just type it in Google, and if there's like a thing with a play button, she can do that. Because she's like listened to very old podcasts that I've been on that I'm like, oh God, don't. And she'll like share it on Facebook 6 years later. And all my uncles will be like, wow. And I'm like, no, this doesn't. That was
Yeah.
so long ago. That doesn't reflect anything that's happening
The
now.
fucking housing crisis,
Yeah.
am I right? Ooh, buddy. I think that's like another relationship my parents have with all internet related media. It's like if you'll hit play in front of them, they are more than happy to consume that media. But like the idea of like figuring out how it works, and it's always trouble because like my first computer was their first computer.
Right.
We've had the exact same amount of flight hours.
Yeah.
But I think
to a certain point.
well, yeah. Because, like, I mean, I like all youngsters, he said in his mid-30s, kind of embraced it. And, like, I think the barrier is, like, our people of our parents' generations, they want a list of instructions to follow every time.
Yeah.
And that's not how computing works.
No, it needs to you need to just go with it. Yeah. Both of my parents are actually very online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my dad likes Instagram a lot and uses it to enter contests.
Yeah.
So he posts 60 things a day. I keep blocking him on Instagram. I keep blocking him and unblocking him just so he can't follow me. But it feels like too much of a, like I don't hate him. It just feels like too much of a move to be like,
too
you're
much.
blocked, Dad. Yeah. But my mom is a gay stoner. So she started a Facebook page called...
Sorry. Just a funny
Yeah, she
Gay.
started a Facebook page that she called me and asked me for advice on like how to run a Facebook page. And I was like, cool, what's it called? And she was like, Older Lesbians 420.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't need my help. Everyone's going to follow that.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Sounds like the title of an AOL chat room in 95.
Yeah.
And also considering the movie we watched was 1996, by you saying gay stoner, that back then would have been like a sick bird.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, fuck. You got him.
You're such a gay stoner.
It's a pretty good burn now.
That's all right.
There was some marijuana smoke. Well, there was almost marijuana
No,
smoke.
there was a hint of it.
There was you saw the three most like poorly produced like giant loose joints ever. And they're a small town, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it was a teenage girl that was basically just cooking.
Yeah, okay. And what troubled
Yeah,
me
it
more
seemed
than
like it'd be nice to be stoned.
that's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. If you're cooking ribs, you get stoned, you're going to take care of those.
Barbecue. The scariest thing in this whole fucking movie, honestly, was not any of the gore, not any of the what have you. It was the way that girl took those ribs off that smoker and then like just walked around with no plate or anything. She like 20 feet to the cutting board. I was like, oh, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah, and then she attacked them with a machete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she was mad at him.
It's like, that's not what you do with ribs. What
No.
are you doing?
How can you be that pissed when there's ribs around?
Why are you so furious? And then she went to go smoke so she could calm down.
I think this town. I think that's the character that wasn't in the credits, because the town is kind of a character in itself, I believe, because it's supposedly Southern. They try to make
Yeah.
it sound Southern, but one person has a Southern accent, and he's a guy that came there from somewhere else.
I get the distinct impression this movie was made. It's set in the South, but was made from people that are clearly from the North and don't like the South.
Yes.
Yeah, it was made by people in California, I think.
Yeah, there was
I
oranges.
wasn't gonna say anything.
Yeah. Listen, it's fine. I'm from California. I know their understanding of the South is rudimentary at best.
I'll agree.
We're a diverse people.
Yeah. You hear that, all our California listeners?
Take
You
that.
you won't ever understand me.
I feel bad because like he's got like we're from the same hometown and he's got like this awesome Southern accent.
Awesome.
And I come well.
It's held me back. It got me out of a ticket. Well, it got me out of even putting it back in the cop car. I didn't
But
get
you
out of
still got the ticket.
Oh, I got the ticket, and they said if we catch you driving that car without a license, we're going to arrest you.
Oh.
So, and then they left me in the middle of a bad neighborhood. It sucked.
Have fun. But no,
Yeah,
like,
sounds good.
Yeah, it's fine.
but he sounds charming as fuck, and I just sound angry all the time.
Yeah, I don't know if that's accent based.
All right, number 1, ouch. Number 2, not wrong.
But I admit, having an accent kind of just slows down the anger part of it. Like if I try to talk fast,
Yeah,
this is about as fast as I talk. But
This is you whipped up in a frenzy.
yeah, this is me getting real frothy. But yeah, I mean, I can say all kinds of mean stuff. A friend of ours, Nikki, she used to, whenever she first started comedy, she's like, I love your accent. Would you say something horrible with your accent? I was like, okay, I guess. And she was like, well, I was like, you're just going to have to tell me what to say. And then she would feed me lines of stuff like, saying stuff like, my dad molested me. And stuff. Be like, say your daddy. I was like, my daddy used to touch me. And she was like, that's so adorable.
That does sound adorable.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Like, there's a pair of gentlemen that go downtown, like, in Nashville in like the thick of the tourist district, and one will put on a big Donald Trump mask, and the other will put on a whoever is angry at Donald Trump that day.
Right.
And you can get
You gotta have a
mask of a woman.
collection.
A woman.
it's like an improv troupe's box of hats. It's just so many. But I think you could compete with them, like if you just like let people take like Instagram videos with you saying something really fucked up in a southern accent, like, oh.
You think I would have to dress up though? Because I feel like I'm never.
No, I think
No, you
you're
just have to speak.
yeah.
I just have to talk.
Just be like, hey, fuck the Jews. Something.
I like the audience can't see that, but you did a peace sign while you were saying that, which was confusing.
Well, if I do nothing but confound
I think it
expectations.
was Nixon, I guess. that
Richard
you were
Nixon's
sort of
famous. I am not a Jew and fuck them. That's Richard Nixon's famous speech.
Yeah, that's what's in the missing parts of the Watergate tapes. It's just, dude got turbo racial.
That's my Richard Nixon. I always felt like he was always just kind of like a dog with those big floppy
Growling.
jowls.
Yeah.
He does have like a bulldog look and
Yeah, he's
power
got a
about
floppy
Yeah.
face.
him. Yeah.
It's very melty looking. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever seen? Here's another thing I hope I
Strokey.
die. Yeah, it's very stroked out. So you guys were wanting to die before technology got to you. I'm
Yes.
fine with technology befuddling me, but I would like to die before I put on a nice collared suit and the skin around my neck just fucking pours out over it.
The Mitch McConnell.
The Mitch McConnell,
Yes.
yeah, where I get like scrotum neck.
Yeah. I just don't want to get to the point where like you could hide M&Ms in mine. Like have you ever done that to like a
Peanut or regular?
peanut? I'm not a monster.
Okay.
They make the milk chocolate and the coffee kind too now. They're really good coffee beans in the M&Ms.
What a fucking world we live in.
I know. This is fucking. Maybe we are in the future.
Is this an ad?
We've been slowly taking money from the M&M's people for
from the Mars
decades.
company?
No, like that was the big fucking thing in my youth. Like we had a floppy dog. You put M&Ms in his jowls. He can't get them out.
So you just don't want school children to prank you.
Very much so. I'm still kind of like, if there's like, I won't go to the mall because I don't like it. But like if I'm at the mall or like just on the street and there's like a pack of like teenagers, I will avoid them.
Yeah, they do travel in packs.
Yeah. I don't particularly care for teens either.
I remember like what a dickhead I was. I'm like, ooh, I'm the exact kind of person I'd go after now.
Yeah, somebody's going to say something, and then I'm going to try to like man up a little bit and be like, "What you say?" And they're all bigger than me now, and faster and stronger. And I'm going to be like, "What'd you say?" And they're going to be like, "None of your fucking business, old man." I'll be like, "That's right."
All right, fair enough.
Well, you kids get
Noted.
in out of this sun. You're going to get burned up.
Well, to me, you do have an accent that I can. That
Okay,
is
good.
discernible.
Nice. I'll take
Like
that.
totally discernible.
No, that is discernible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because like I come from Yankee stock, and I did have a thicker Southern accent when I lived back in East Tennessee, and then I came out here, and I went to broadcasting school and lost it. But I went to broadcasting school in the
Oh
South.
yeah. Well,
so
I mean, but broadcasting school, they really beat it out of you.
they do. But again, it was by like Southern fucking like teachers that
Yeah.
sounded like Josh. So
Yeah.
like to me, this is
This is PTSD talking to you.
Which leads right into this movie we watched.
You know what? This movie, like, it should have, like, I could see that they were, like, grasping for, like, this allegory and, like, trying to be, like, deep and meaningful about, like, how we treat soldiers and what does patriotism mean, and is it, like, oh, okay, he punches his wife, but he also is in the army, so we can't really tell him to go fuck off. But they just failed so fucking miserably at it.
Yeah.
The how they treat soldiers thing, I think, is a modern understanding of this movie.
That's true.
Because I don't think that's something anyone was thinking about until, like, mid-2000s.
Post, like, 9/11.
Yeah, unless you
Iraq
were
War.
a veteran. Like, veterans thought about it, but, like, I think the average person, like, now everybody thinks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't not think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Locusts.
But I couldn't tell what point this movie was trying to make. Like,
No.
it kept flipping, and I was like, this movie likes war? No, war is bad.
Yeah, this
It's
movie is
good, it's bad.
it's not conservative or liberal, but it's very libertarian. It's like, fuck the people that aren't trying to pay their taxes, but at the same time, don't pay your taxes.
Yeah, and it's mostly through the eyes of 11, 12-year-old boy that could easily been 11, 12-year-old girl.
Well, he was not built like a 12-year-old
Yeah,
boy.
that
No, he
soft-featured little coward.
He was a very pretty boy, is all we're saying.
Big eyes.
Not the prettiest little boy. Like there was a very, very awkward scene where Uncle Sam is just rubbing a blind kid.
The blind kid burn victim.
Yeah, with burns.
Well, yeah.
By the way, the kid lost his sight and was crippled into a wheelchair from being caught on fire the year previous at the 4th of July firework extravaganza.
Brought him back to
and they
it.
brought him back so he couldn't see it.
Although he did grab, when they handed him food, he grabbed it like he could see it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like,
Well, your other senses, they sure do heighten whenever you lose your eyes.
He's Daredevil. Is what you're saying.
Yes.
He's Daredevil.
Should we start a little, like, give a little bit of exposition?
Yeah. I guess so.
So
I mean, look, no one's making it.
Well, like we try every episode to like just here's what happened, and then we
Sure,
start
go
talking
through
about
the
dicks.
beats. I would love to hear what the beats of this movie was that I just watched.
Well, what had happened was the guy he dies in a friendly fire incident.
That's what they're saying.
Okay.
That's the rumor that's out there.
Yeah, because nobody knows. They just kind of talk about it.
Well, they do because it takes like 8 years for them to find his corpse, even though he was just in a
Yeah, it was a long...
Just in a Jeep.
just in a Jeep.
Just in a
Just
fucking Humvee.
rotting in a Jeep with the weight. Cool.
And you know what? For a dude who's been rotting in a Jeep in the desert, looks okay.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of meat on them bones.
Yeah, he just looks like a gator.
Like, yeah, just alligator lizardish.
Yeah.
And his eyes turned like that creepy yellow and had a cat thing to him.
Yeah.
And
Not
then
for
his nephew, so the Uncle Sam is literally a man named, I think, Sam Harper.
Sam Harper.
And he has a nephew. So he's literally Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Classic.
they really nailed that.
Yeah.
Again, do not grasp for a lot of subtlety.
No. And so he, quote unquote, dies in the war, which means he just laid down and went to sleep in a casket, I guess, until they shipped him home. But the little boy is obsessed with him.
Yeah, which will happen. You know, you got a serviceman in your family. You don't have a father laying around, apparently.
Yeah, I was saying, why was there no father? Did that ever get...
Monica, let me explain something.
Hey, Josh, why was there no father?
Because daddies are mean and they leave. I guess. I don't know. I wasn't around.
I think they said something.
I think the mom does say something and was like, but it was very brushy offy.
During the being woken up when he was bleeding out from glass in his foot within
Yes.
the first 1 minute of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he just snaps back to life, breaks something, steps on it. I have to get mom involved.
Yeah.
No, I think at one point
That's the only kid thing he did the whole movie.
he is very, very dour and
Yeah.
like he's
very 100-mile stare.
yeah.
Yeah, very Mike Pence origin story. Wow.
It's one of those things you're not sure if he feels anything at all or if he feels absolutely everything incredibly
Yeah.
deeply.
Yeah. So he's obsessed with his Uncle Sam being a war hero.
Yeah.
And there's even one scene where he just brings this ammunition box that only has his Uncle Sam's Purple Heart and a letter that Uncle Sam wrote him. And that's the whole...
Just
the whole
rattling around in there.
Yeah. And then he goes up and he was like, hey, this is, this, can I have show and tell right in the middle of math class?
Yeah, so I was gonna say, somewhere there's a deleted
That's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
because it's so left field.
Yeah. It's just that guy's up there racing the chalkboard being like, okay, let's go ahead and get our math books out. And he's like, Mr. Draft Dodger, that you
Yeah.
find out later.
That's
like-
why it's my favorite scene.
Yeah. Is like, can I bring something up here of a true American hero? And he's like, I guess. He brings it up. And by the way, they're in school.
Yeah, no one questioned the ammo can?
And all that, and it's July.
Wait a goddamn minute.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And also, a kid's just walking around with the ammo. I kind of get that back then.
Yeah, I was like, now, not
Now,
so
oh,
Now,
geez, if you say the word ammo in school, I'm sure somebody comes out of a wall and beats you to fucking death. With a regular stick, though, not a gun.
Yeah.
And beat you with a gun. I'm just going to bring this gun just to beat people. But yeah, he gets up and he's this is from my uncle Sam. He's assumed dead, I think, at this time. Like they hadn't got the casket yet.
They had found out.
They found out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they found out the night before. He's like, he's a real American hero. And he pulls out the Purple Heart, and he was like, Mr. Draft Dodger, Mr. Yellow Tie, did you, what branch did you serve in? And he goes, well, I grew up in Vietnam, and some people left the country. So
Yeah, well, it never
he
Listen,
never
in
came
that
out and
guy's
said
defense, he was high as fuck teaching that class.
it.
I was gonna say he never said that he dodged the draft. He just said some people went to Canada.
Yeah, he just like, some people thought the best thing to do was, I don't know,
Get the fuck out.
leave.
Yeah, and then gets into like an intellectual debate with a child
Yeah.
about it, where the kid's like, well, those people are cowards. And he's like, well, I don't know.
I don't think I'm a coward.
Some people call us cowards, other people call us pussies. So,
You know what? Fuck you. What's 9 times 12?
yeah,
Shut up.
yeah, and learn.
That was like just the most like you could tell like all the other kids like it was like, can I show you my medal? And like he walks to the class like all the other kids like, God damn it.
It's like, oh, fucking
Which makes me think that like this kid has done this before.
Yeah.
This fucking weirdo in his box of medals.
Billy with that one goddamn fake mother of pearl goddamn. I said goddamn a lot.
said goddamn a lot.
I didn't mean to do that. I mean, I was grasping for words to say, so I just said dirty words. I want to apologize to my family. Things I've said.
Your dad forgives you.
Thank God. Pops.
But yeah, so like and this is again another Southern tradition that I don't think is as popular as the movie would lead on. But like Sam's body is recovered, and they're like, okay, let's not send it to a funeral home or something.
Yeah,
that
I don't know this tradition.
called
Because
a
I'm
wake.
from godless California.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Jesus Christ.
Fucking heathens. You tell me you don't keep a casket with a dead body in it for your house for like 4 or 5 days before you bury it?
Just to make sure it's dead because it's a tradition.
No. Is that, what is the,
That's
are you guys anthropologists? Do you know the root
no,
of the
no,
tradition?
but that is
Called
that thing.
sitting up with the dead.
Yeah, you would
Okay.
literally like they would put it in your house because apparently back in the day people were way fucking stouter than I am.
Heavy sleepers.
Oh, they were like quick to pronounce someone dead.
They would
who
pronounce
was
somebody
not
dead. Yeah. Then you would just have to hang out with it for like a
I love
full
traditions
24
that are
hours.
based on people being stupid.
That's what.
Yeah. Welcome to the South.
There's
Welcome to everywhere.
the phrase "Saved by the Bell" comes from
people-
like they would put like a bell and stuff in the casket and they'd bury you and then they start
Oh
making
my God, really?
yeah they started making like not traps but contraptions and they would lead a string down to your dead corpse
So that
toe
you could
and it
ring
would
it.
go up to a bell and if you started twitching and shit they'd be like oh fuck they
Oh, damn it. Well, we already
got Dick
put all
Granny
the,
back up.
We put all the. Maybe if we just leave it.
just walks by and snips
I
the
don't know.
cord.
Aunt Rose was a bitch anyway. Or if you do it while everybody's asleep and you're just like "Ah, I'm out of my last breath.
Yeah, and you have no idea what time it is.
Well,
Yeah.
like a bell's not super loud, so it's not like if it's not like underneath your door.
Be like a gong or something.
But graveyards were very central to towns, right? Like back then.
The town
way
square was a
back-
graveyard.
Yeah. in this movie, they would make you think that the graveyard was also like just a public park that teens hung out at.
This is true. Well, the teens did hang out in it.
Yeah.
And they burned the fuck out of a flag.
Yeah, they just burned an American flag for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, that was a really confusing scene.
And
They
they-
also had no plan. They like lit it on fire and then were like panicking, just helicoptering it above
Yeah.
their head.
I also liked how there was one war hero in the whole town, if you don't count
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes. Yes, I almost said Isaac. Never mind. I said another Isaac name, and I couldn't remember.
I was like, you're going to drop an N-bomb?
No. Edit that out. I was absolutely not going to do that.
We got to talk about this shit, man.
There is no hate in my heart like that. But yeah, they were like just desecrating a soldier's grave, and he wasn't even buried.
wasn't even in it yet.
Yeah, and also like I said this when we were watching it. It doesn't feel like a particularly politically charged time in America. Like when this movie is taking place. So this wasn't like normal behavior.
Yeah,
it wasn't like no one was that mad
like,
at the army.
Why are you so riled in America right now?
Yeah. Post 9/11, I would at least kind of understand.
Well, post 9/11, like there was that surge of like super patriotism, and then the unpleasantness afterwards, where we're all kind of rebelling against it.
Well, I remember going to a bunch of protests after 9/11. That was my most political era for my shitty teen personality.
Yeah, we just did a lot of drugs and behind places.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just got real scared about being drafted. I was seriously just going, oh, if they start the draft, I'm just joining. I was terrified. There was the day 9/11 happened, I was working in a window factory. Why is this going to this?
When did this,
I don't know, but I love it. Keep going.
When did this become a Bruce Springsteen song?
Yeah, no shit. And there was an old man that would always wear his, like, his 82nd Airborne hat or something like that. And he came over and he put his hand on my shoulder and just went, "Are you ready, son?"
Oh my God.
The
and
van's over here.
I'm not going to lie. I was amped up. I was like, I guess I have to be.
Yeah.
And they fucking blew up half of New York and shit.
Yeah.
I put the window down.
And then all of a sudden the government went, "No, we're just going to send like people your dad's age to fight." And I was like, all right.
Okay, cool. And all they do is like push buttons with robots. A lot of those people.
This goddamn Californian disrespected soldiers.
No, I remember I was still in high school when it happened, and like we still had like the army recruiter guy came every Friday. We got
really?
Every Friday for like over the course of a month, we got a different branch of the service would come in and try to recruit us.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, we're real proud. That's California.
Yeah, I went to high school in Compton, so
okay,
they
yeah,
weren't recruiting us.
They could have.
Well, I mean, sounds like that. Like you could have. Going to a war zone might have been a bit of a break.
Yeah, they were pretty focused on stopping us from killing each other.
Like, we don't want that.
If I was an army recruiter, I would go to a place like that and be like, "You got some
this
skills,
is your way."
kid."
Yeah.
See what you can do with this knife.
Yeah. Oh, you know how to twist.
No, but the guy, like we would get like an army guy one week, and then the next week would be a Navy guy, and so forth.
Sure.
We got a fucking Coast Guard guy once, which was
Considering
landlocked. We were on a goddamn mountain.
That's so funny.
But the army guy would come a lot, and his big thing was 9/11 happened. There's probably going to be a draft, but if you sign up right now, you get to pick what you do.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was his big thing. It's like, you're probably still going to have to go kill a man you don't really want to, but in your off hours, you can be like a pool guy or a cook.
I'm having a distinct feeling of female privilege that this didn't even ever occur to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't something I had to think about.
No.
Oh, yeah. I had to sign up for the selective service whenever I turned 18 at the post office.
Well, everybody has to.
Yeah.
It's like a law.
Yeah, but I don't remember my sister doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think women have to do it.
I don't know that. I didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
We had to do it in fucking government class. Like the teacher watched all the dudes like fill out the paper and then collected them. And we did, of course.
That's insane.
We had this one like real hippie kid who was like trying to be like, "Fuck you, I'm not doing it," and they literally expelled him. They literally threw him out of the school for doing that.
Oh, he probably loved that.
Yeah, he was terrible pumped about it.
Gave him a lot of street cred.
Yeah, he probably thought that made him a hero.
Not where we were coming from.
Yeah. Well, then he joined an Occupy like LA camp or whatever, and I guess was there Occupy?
There was no Occupy anything.
Oh,
I think,
there was.
I mean, there's Occupy all over the country.
Yeah,
okay.
It's all over downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nashville, but not Johnson City.
Oh, not Johnson
Oh
City.
no,
no,
but whatever
Lord.
nearest big city, I'm sure there were
Occupy
a
Knoxville.
bunch of stinky
Was there an Occupy
doofuses in tents.
There's no way there's a...
There had to have been an Occupy Knoxville.
There's like 16 kids.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough,
all you need.
That's enough to annoy government employees.
Yeah, when they just have to walk
They're like,
adjacent
"Ugh."
from you to get around.
I know a guy who was moving from Rhode Island to California when Occupy was happening. And so that was how he did it, was he just kept showing up
At
in
Occupy
different big
stuff.
cities and like pitching a tent in an Occupy camp and being like, yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Occupy.
And then people would feed him and stuff.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I wish I'd thought of that.
Yeah, it was genius.
Well, I knew that's when like I turned on hippies hardcore was during the Occupy movement.
Sure, and you're like, what do you guys want?
Yeah. Well, no, I was like, I want to be like, look, I philosophically agree with you guys, but do you mind not fucking up traffic downtown? That's, I don't know if you're really gonna fucking move anybody. Like,
Yeah.
and then like, of course, like everything like in most major cities, like eventually after about a month, the real like hardcore people that were like smart, like, oh, you know, politics and economics and stuff like that were just replaced by angry hobos that would like they were getting fights here like in the Capitol Square, like just angry homeless people wearing t-shirts that were just handed to them.
Right. Well, Occupy in LA was like 4 blocks away from Skid Row. So like they just merged at some point. But the Occupy in LA also lasted like 6 months. That guy, when he did his travels and he got to LA and just lived in the Occupy camp until he could like find an apartment and a job and stuff. Which
He just lived in
still
Skid Row.
also very funny.
Yeah.
Except for that he just so happened to get there right when they arrested everyone.
Oh, that's a bummer.
They got to sleep inside that
They
night.
arrested everyone at the Occupy camp the day before Thanksgiving so that they couldn't get out for 4 days.
Jesus. That's a dick move.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird because the LAPD is usually so nice.
This is true. That's where my white privilege comes in. That's cops aren't that bad. Anyway,
See where we were at with Uncle Sam. Now that we've,
did he kill the stilt walker yet?
might as well.
Okay.
He might, you know what? He might as well. That stilt walker deserves
What
to
really
go.
got me is that he found a pair of garden shears that had red, white, and blue handles on them.
Yeah.
Sam
that
Harper
town,
did.
Well, that town is festive as fuck. Like they had the 4th of July shit up days beforehand.
Yeah, but nobody cared. I've noticed that. Like a lot of people just didn't care. And then they even had at one point they
How
had
would
like
they be showing that they cared?
what a lot of people just walked around stuff, and then the kids were
yeah.
desecrating graves.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
There was even one kid that they're like, we have our beloved hunky boy teen that's going to come up here and sing the national anthem,
Yeah.
and he just went up there and fucking pulled a straight Roseanne on it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
And then he tried to pull his ass out. Like,
Oh, he did pull his ass out.
Yeah, with his fancy underwear.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had fancy silk boxers. I remember those from back in the day. You wear those when you want somebody to see them. So it's
And
premeditated.
he wanted the whole town
The
to
whole
see
town.
him, I guess.
those were a special occasion. Like he bought those specifically for that. Like, feels like today.
Today is the day.
Today is the day.
But he also started out singing like an angel. Like he came out.
Yeah, he was singing like a
say-"
boy band.
Yeah,
boy.
and then he started making like fart noises and shit. And
He
screaming.
started like screaming it like he was in a metal band.
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Which was weird because it was a cappella. Like it's not like, I don't know.
Well, there was that piano player that
Oh yeah.
got furious and shut her piano. Really quick.
How dare you?
So yeah, his first victim is, if I'm not mistaken, is this Uncle Sam walking on stilts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which that's just a murder of convenience. He has no real quarrel with the peeping Tom.
Well, he didn't like that he was a pervert. He said it. Did you get a good look or something? Hope you
Well,
got a
that
good
could have
look.
been encouraging. We don't know
Be like, describe.
because that sounds like Uncle Sam's relationship with women not healthy.
Yeah, but I think that he's like protective.
You think he's got like that alpha male kind of like
Yeah.
only I can
Yeah.
be
Molest
horrible to
women.
women?
Yeah, only I can be a bad man in this town.
I'm the piece of shit around here.
This town's only big enough for one piece of shit.
And he did talk like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, like yeah, well, this is like a post like Freddy Krueger movie. You can't not have the murderer be not quippy.
Yeah,
like
that's
he's
fair.
always got to like put a little fucking. He's got to throw a little mustard on the end.
I'm trying to think of other things he said, and none of them are coming to me.
None of them were
Yeah.
super memorable.
Except for the hope you got a good look.
Yeah, and then what did he say to the blind kid while he was touching him?
Oh, he's just
Boy,
like,
so much
I know
stuff.
who you are.
Yeah,
I'm here to help you.
and he just kept caressing his burn.
He
Yeah.
was like sliding his hand over the kid's throat in a way that was so slow and sexual.
Yeah,
and then
really
he,
was.
This is weird.
and he was talking like real breathy. Like,
Yeah.
is he trying to?
I'm here to help.
Like he's not even trying to molest this kid. Like he's trying to seduce this child.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get it. You didn't want to. Well, I'm just saying, if I was a creep like Uncle Sam, I'd be like, I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do, blind and crippled child. I want you to make your own decisions.
I want you to give me some enthusiastic consent before I...
Could you sign this paper?
I'm a pedophile. I'm not a creep.
Yeah. But it turns out that old Sam Harper was a bit of a pedophile. They alluded to, because he was.
It's unclear because I don't really understand the age difference either between him and his sister.
Yeah.
It does seem like he fucked his sister a bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I thought.
Because like when they're explaining to his nephew like why his uncle was a piece of shit, the wife obviously was like, he hurt me so many times. Like, yeah, you punched your wife.
Yeah.
But they,
Yeah, a
And the kid was
classic move.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, you are his property.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect?
Sounds like you are kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know.
I can see why he did it.
But they kept alluding to it, came just like within a whisper of saying like, oh, and he fucked me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm
his sister. He
Total
did a lot
younger
of
sister.
stuff.
He-
She said when she was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Because
From when she was 6 years old.
yeah, so you don't like if somebody's punching you. I usually don't remember the date. You know, I don't remember. I was like 6 years old and he
I've
punched
been
me.
punched so many times I can't remember the day.
Yeah, that's me. You get it knocked out of you. But the other stuff, you remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the date of every time I've had sex.
I've got an app.
That explains that tattoo on your arm of a calendar.
But yeah, so Uncle Sam, real bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like plot wise, he just like starts terrorizing around the town.
But he's also killing a lot of people that like
A lot of it's convenience.
Yeah, well, some of it's convenience, and a lot of it's like mean teens that are burning stuff, burning American
Yeah.
flags and desecrating graves. He kills them. He kills a peeping Tom. He kills a very creepy, unpatriotic cop that was trying to finger bang the little boy's
Abraham
mom.
Lincoln, the guy in the Lincoln
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
guy
he-
was super pumped about playing Lincoln.
And then he got up there and he was like, "Fuck America." That's basically what he did. He's like, "Who cares about the goddamn national anthem? It's stupid." He's like, "I'll give you $50 if you know every word." And then the person went, "Yeah, I gotta walk off."
Yeah.
Again, that's where I was like, you know what? Solid point.
Yeah.
And it is like there are times that it almost seems like he's like he could be like an anti-hero because he is killing people that are like.
Yeah, I would say at no point is he a hero.
Sorry.
I mean, we don't know his total backstory. I mean, he could have done some good stuff in the army.
Just nursing a child back to health.
Yeah.
That's where he learned to caress themselves.
Oh, boy.
So, Monica, when we have a first-time guest on, we traditionally like to ask them what's their relationship with horror movies. Like, were you a horror
sure.
kid? Were you a creepy kid?
You know what? No, not at all.
Well, fuck that.
Next.
Moving
No,
right
so
along.
I was like a really nervous kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember seeing I couldn't tell you. I think I saw pieces of the original It miniseries.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me in a way that wasn't totally healthy.
Yeah. Creepy clown.
Like I remember being obsessed with death at like weird young ages and having it be like I was like a nightmare to be around because I was like, well, we could all die here. Like I just was obsessed with that.
So you were like
I
a child
didn't-
goth.
Yeah. So I didn't watch, and then I was a teen goth, and then
Confessions.
I
of
really
such.
just followed that path as far as I could.
Just real leaned into the death
which
thing.
is until you're 15, and then you have to stop.
By
But-
law.
Yeah, legally. But I do think I have the vibe, or at least general like appearance of maybe a lady who likes horror movies. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like there's a lot of like horror gals.
Well, it's weird that you're wearing this corpse paint
Yeah.
and an upside down cross on your forehead. So I mean, that's where we got it.
I'm in a jacket that has a million Nightmare Before Christmas pins.
What I did was I just covered myself in honey and then rolled around the Hot Topic.
I was like a Hot Topic teen.
That's
Surprise to no one.
No, I wanted to be a Hot Topic team, but we didn't get one in our hometown until like long
really?
after it was no longer fashionable.
Well, I
Spencer's
couldn't-
Gifts is what we were.
Oh, sure. Well, same parent company, different weird T-shirts.
Yeah.
Probably still all had the "Can't Sleep, Clowns Will Eat Me" shirts or whatever.
Yeah. A lot of chain wallets. I got most of my chain wallets there.
A lot of chain wallets, a lot of big belt buckles, a lot of
Oh,
fart paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Art items.
Or just over the hill, like it would be like,
yeah.
I'm over the hill, and it'd be like an old granny lady with saggy tits. It just grossed me out
like,
so
oh,
much.
cool.
Because there's one part of Spencer's that you would go to, and it'd be
That
like,
was like, you have
trashy
to be
naked
over
ladies.
18
Yeah,
to be here.
But nobody cared, so you just
Yeah.
walk back there. I was like, cool.
Yeah, the 16-year-old working at Spencer's
Yeah.
doesn't give a shit.
Nobody cared. Even it would be a 40-year-old, and they'd be like, I don't give a fuck.
Somebody's got to go back there.
But right next to the stuff that would like uber turn me on was the stuff that would uber turn me off. So it'd just be like old people like dressed up in lingerie and stuff. It's like gag gifts, but it would always just super gross to me.
Well, I never understood like who that stuff was for, because somebody that you would give the inappropriate "you're too old, here's a picture of some hanging like titties," they're never gonna go into a Spencer Gifts anyway. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
our parents aren't gonna go in there looking for that kind of thing.
I guess I'm picturing some like baudy like office coworkers. who
Like
would-
Karen from the accounting,
Yeah, who would like just I don't know. I could picture. I kind of have.
who's got like
an
the hot
image of,
cowboy
like,
calendar, like
Yeah, that just like weirdly horny Karen from accounting. Who all of her like jokes and tchotchkes are like a little too suggestive.
She's the kind of gal that just is like so needy for it that even like the
Yeah,
horny
that you're
dudes are
like,
like, I don't know, man. This is
Yikes.
I mean, like she won't like just buy pornography, but she's got a lot of things with pictures of bulges on them.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like those are the people I'm picturing that really love that stuff. But yeah, I never really was super into horror except for when I got older and was interested in boys, and then
that you needed to see more
I
murder and
pretended.
sadistic stuff.
Well, no, but guys were always loved horror, so I would just pretend to be really like, yes, I too love these movies.
I love it when they gut that lady.
I seek these out because as a woman, I don't know fear normally, so this is cool. But now I'm in my 30s, so now I just am in a place where it's fun when I watch it, but I never seek it out on my own.
Yeah.
It feels like it's more fun when you're watching it with people.
Yeah,
is true.
there's a communal experience to it, which I enjoy. That's
Yeah.
why I like the podcast.
Yeah, that's the main reason why we keep this going.
Yeah.
And for the listeners,
'Cause
you
you
listeners
need
out there, we
friends.
know.
Well, no, like I was trying to watch Halloween 6 by myself.
It feels
few ways.
there's nothing feels more joyless to me
Yeah.
than watching a horror movie alone.
Well, I beg to differ on I kind of like it.
It's quiet.
Yeah, it's like, there's no one bothering me.
I just like to goof around with my friends, I guess is what I'm saying. Hot
Oh,
take.
Whatever.
Yeah. I like to be with my friends and have a good time.
Yeah, I don't
How
mean
about
to
you
be
guys?
controversial on your podcast, but
Off
I
the
like
pod-
Sorry,
Okay.
I like to sit in my room alone.
I really like going to like Friday night
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like the the
Yeah.
shittiest one. I went and saw the
Yeah.
remake of Poltergeist.
Oh man.
And it was
Yeah.
fucking you couldn't eat it's such a pile of shit you couldn't flush it. Like you had to go
Yeah.
get somebody to fucking unstop the toilet. It was such a fucking gob of shit. But I went there with a packed audience and a couple of
Yeah.
friends, and we had a fucking blast. It was worth
Totally.
every penny to be there.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I feel like. There's a lot of horror movies, if they're done earnestly, like the purposely bad horror movie, like your Birdemics and shit. I've got no fucking time for that, because literally anybody can do it.
Oh, look, this movie's so shitty. It's
Yes.
funny. I
Yeah.
don't like that.
But I do-
Sharknado or whatever.
Yeah, but I do love a movie like I beyond that. Like if you try it earnestly, there's no bad horror movie. They're like fucking pizza. When it's done well, awesome. When it's done really shitty, also awesome.
Yeah, and also I like filmmaking. Like I think that
Yeah.
like it's fun. Like I have not done it professionally, but like I was in a sketch group for a long time, and we shot things, and we shot horror sketches and stuff like that, and it's fun. Like the filmmaking of sketch. I mean, of horror seems fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like got a kind of a joyful. I like anything with a community, and I feel like horror has a community.
Hell,
there is a community.
I went to a horror film festival at the Stanley Hotel.
Fuck you, really? That's awesome.
Wait, the Stanley from The Shining?
Yes.
Oh.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was called the Stanley Film Festival. Now it's called the Overlook. They moved it to the Overlook because I think the Stanley didn't really
Like, hey,
love
hey.
it.
Guys, we're trying to get weekend like breakfast people in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, the Stanley was like, because it's just in that tiny town in Colorado, so it was like was a lot of like horror nerds and then like
Jinko pants.
truly just nice older couples trying to have a fun time.
I'd imagine to live in that town, that's got to be like the worst fucking week ever.
Yeah, they
Like,
didn't. They really didn't like it. And it takes over the whole town, and like everybody, it was a lot of like, who did I meet there that I became friends with? And it was like the lady from Reanimator. Fuck, what's her name? Barbara Crampton.
Yeah,
and she was like the mayor of the town, and she was like loved the festival and was so friendly to anyone who she made eye contact with. And I was like, horror's cute.
It is.
What is like?
Everybody's sweet.
It's the truth. We get all this murderous like thoughts or feelings that anybody, like any normal
that is
human
natural.
has.
Yeah.
And we get them out by just sitting there and watching and go, ooh, that was visceral.
Yeah.
Well, let's go pet a cat.
Well, that and like the conventions and stuff like that. I think we're just so pumped to fucking see other people that like.
And talk about a thing you
Yeah.
care about. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't wear the outfits, but I've thought about it.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
that's just because you haven't found the right outfit.
It is hard.
Let the outfit find you, Rob.
It's like a wand in Harry Potter.
Yeah. Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Just trying to fucking.
We just want you to find the right outfit.
I was wearing a Friday the 13th shirt recently. It just says Summer 1980 Camp Crystal Lake. That's it.
Sure,
I
classic.
like a lot of vague stuff.
Yeah.
And I was wearing that, and an old man went, Summer 1980. Huh. What's that? Well, I mean, is that where you went to camp in 1980? I was like, well, first of all, I'm not that fucking old. And second of all, it's Friday the 13th. And he just went, huh. And just walked away.
Well, and also it's like 30 years later. Yeah, I'm still super psyched about that summer camp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I just grew into this shirt.
Yeah, I was old enough that I got a shirt that still fits
Yeah.
me. I'm Benjamin Button.
Did you guys go to summer camp? I don't think we
I
talked about it.
got to go to 4-H camp.
Wow.
I got to make out with a girl there. I think I might even went to second base with a girl there.
Good
Wow,
for you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate that. With a couple years. Well, so I grew up raised by my grandmother on the side of a fucking hill with no car. So
Okay.
somebody would be like, "Hey, let's take you somewhere." I'm like, "Please, God,
Yeah,
take
thank
me."
you. I would
I
love
need to
that.
be around other young people.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't that much to go to like 4-H camp. It was like $100, something ridiculous.
Oh, really?
My parents still thought that was way too much money.
Yeah, it wasn't very much. God, here's how I know it wasn't very much, because I got sent to 4-H camp twice. I went 2 years straight and loved it, and then
Yeah.
puberty and stuff really kicked in. So
Sure.
I went whenever I was like maybe 13 and maybe 14, maybe
Yeah.
12, maybe 13, something like
Well,
that.
that's when a boy needs to watch cows fuck is when he's 13.
Absolutely. Well, it was just a normal camp. Like I got to shoot a bow and arrow.
Although,
Yeah.
well, how was it 4-H camp then?
I don't know. It's just I just was.
Maybe just like a service of 4-H.
Maybe so. I mean,
Okay.
I had to go to classes.
Because were you in 4-H that whole time?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was a long time ago. I remember.
Did you milk a cow or didn't
I made
you?
out with a girl named Larissa. That's the only thing I know.
Sorry, apparently your fucking puberty was way more interesting than mine.
I was a cute kid. I looked like the kid from "It's the End of the World as We Know It" REM video growing up.
Oh, yeah. You could cash in on that.
Yeah,
back
I
then.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Dine out on that REM card.
It worked.
I did not go to camp, no.
Okay. Neither did I. I always saw it in you see it in all the movies. It seems like this seminal childhood experience.
Yeah.
And then no, we're just like I brought it up to my parents several times. Like I want to go to camp, and they're like, that costs money.
Yeah.
You'll sit here in the house with all of literally with all the windows drawn because my mom had it in her head that if it was dark, then it was easier to cool things inside.
Okay. I guess I see what she was thinking.
On paper, maybe.
It does get colder at night.
Yeah, I can see the thread of logic there.
It's like I don't think it's the light necessarily, Mom. Shut up.
Yeah, I was raised by a single mom who was like a drug addict, so she wasn't
a gay stoner.
Yeah. So she wasn't too into sending me anywhere.
You think that'd be the perfect get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she needed all her money. That's it.
So they decide to fight back against Uncle Sam, right?
The theme of this episode is just
Oh, yeah.
shitting on our parents.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
You won't hear this. You can't hear this.
Well, I mean, this movie is chock full of just a absentee mother a bad uncle.
Yeah.
And then there's two parents that have a crippled, burn victim, blind child, and they just roll him up and leave him.
Give a fuck about, yeah.
Yeah, and at times they just let anybody just wheel him around. Like he's like, I got to get his mom to the hospital, and Isaac Hayes just goes, okay, well I'll just take your boy with me, and they're like, all right, thanks.
Okay, I'm on my way to fight the thing.
Yeah,
But I'll just bring
Yeah.
him.
That's fine. We'll take your wife because she's nervous. She has to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on the plucky young lad here while I go fight the monster.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on your haunted son.
yeah, because he did have special powers.
Yeah, I guess.
And I understand, like, single mom, troubled, probably just happy to have a break, but she does leave that boy alone in a room with a coffin, and then almost immediately with a stranger and a wooden leg. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they're just like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Isaac Hayes is a veteran from Korea, I think he
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
which was weird because
Which
he
doesn't, the math
does not
isn't-
compute. No, couldn't be that old. But he's got a wooden leg that he lets the little boy touch, which is always
Which
like,
is
"You wanna
awesome."
touch it.
Yeah.
No, if I was that kid, I'd been so fucking pumped.
Yeah.
I'd want to touch the nub.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's still
I want to see where it connected to. He didn't show him where
Yeah.
it connects.
I'm a grown man. I'm still curious as to like how they make it bend.
I think it's just rubber bands.
Yeah, but like what works the rubber bands?
A mouse.
Yep, that's what it is.
Little fella on a wheel.
We got to the bottom of that.
He just pulls his leg up, and then like in the Flintstones, the mouse is like, it's living.
But yeah, there's terrible male role models, female role models in this.
Yeah, hey,
and then there's
every
one
adult is bad.
Yeah. Well, except for I guess the
Isaac Hayes is
ex-wife.
good.
Yeah, Isaac Hayes is doing his best.
Yeah, he's trying.
He's working with what he's got, and it ain't much.
It's like he's like, I don't know when I became this entire town's dad. He's got to be the dad to the little boy. He's got to be the dad to the fucking blind kid. He was Sam's de facto father, which is why he's mad at him.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
And then there was the police force was they were just
Was
out
just like
trolling
horny
poon.
perverts.
Yeah, it was like one
It's
of
like
them.
fucking Porkies.
Yeah,
I really did. When that first guy comes to have dinner with that mom, had such a visceral reaction to watching him touch her and her recoiling. I was like, I know that feeling.
yeah.
Well, like it was very like overplayed to a certain extent. Like there's a
No, that was accurate.
nailed
That was
it?
the
They nailed it?
correct amount of played.
my apologies. My apologies to you and everybody I've ever spoken.
Maybe I'm a different type of man, but anytime that I've touched a woman and she's cringed visibly,
Yeah, like that's kind of where I'm at.
that's where I stop. I just go.
It does not deter a lot of people.
I'm not good at reading signs, but getting up and leaving the room, pretty clear.
I think the kind of man that's touching a woman who doesn't want to be touched is not deterred by reactions.
This is true.
Sometimes you gotta stay the course, I guess.
I mean, that is a plan.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to keep harping on it, but he's also doing this while there's a dead body in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is weird.
And also, while he's trying to finger bang the little boy's mom at dinner,
Yeah.
full dinner, like three
Dinner
courses.
that he
of it.
made her make for
Yeah.
him.
They're not even through the salad.
Yeah. And the little boy gets up and he's like, I'm leaving to go be in my bedroom. And she goes, well, turn the TV off. He goes, no, I'm just going to go reflect. Or
No,
some
he
shit.
said, I'm mourning.
I'm mourning. That's right. By mourning, he means go play with G.I. Joe toys,
Yeah.
which I get.
That's how I mourn.
how I
Yeah, it's-
cope
Oh,
with
every time
anything.
a family member dies, I just break out fucking Destro and Duke. Like, you fellas have got me through a lot.
I've got a Stretch Armstrong I just like to fiddle with. It's like a worry stone.
Well, it is kind of gritty. They're like a stress ball.
But yeah, and while that's happening, there's the only law enforcement in town is also trying to finger blast his aunt out in the
Oh yeah,
the
the
living
yeah.
room.
yeah. But he's a little bit better about it. So he's.
I don't know, man.
It seems like she's participating and just battered, right?
Yeah.
Like she...
Oh yeah, she's just every time he's like, "Could you pass the salt?" And
she's
like,
like, can you not touch me
Yeah.
ever? And he's like, okay, you're my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah. I gave you my school ring.
She's got this like going through the motions thing. Is like, my husband used to beat me, but I feel like I should be with a dude.
Yeah.
Another dude in uniform and an insane amount of power.
Yeah.
She says that. She says a line in it about how
I used
she
to
was
turn her on.
attracted to Uncle Sam
Because he was
Because
so
he was a
violent.
bad boy.
Because she was scared of him, is how she phrases it. And it's just like, okay, girl.
Yeah, I was like, and which proves I will never understand how women work. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, no.
No, I mean, that's not average.
Okay.
To give a tidbit into that, so I work at a bar part time,
Mm-hmm.
and occasionally you need a strapping young buck as myself to throw somebody out.
Sure.
Sometimes physically.
Yeah.
And the times that I've done
As
that,
opposed to
the
emotionally.
female staff have been like, "Whew," and I was like, "Really?
Oh, yeah.
I just manhandled a guy out of here. I'm sweaty. I'm scratched."
Yeah, anytime I see that happen, it's a flood.
Punch the shit out of him.
Yeah. Oh my God, he murdered a man in front
It's
of
just
me.
evolution. It's like bullshit parts of your brain that
Yeah.
you're just like, hell yeah, he can protect me.
Yeah.
I'm safe.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I've seen it in movies and I've seen it in my life a lot.
Yeah.
Like a dude will like be pursuing a lady who has like a boyfriend, and then they're like, "I'm gonna start a fight with your boyfriend." It's like that's not gonna make her
Yeah,
leave.
it's
him.
like the logic of a lot of those situations is
You're not
nonsense.
gonna. Yeah, you can't whip somebody's ass into loving you,
Yeah.
no matter how hard I've
You
tried.
can't beat you can't beat their loved ones to death and then absorb their love.
Yeah. Be like, can't wait to beat the fuck out of your dad and your cousin. And then you're going to get on my motorcycle and,
He's gonna ride off,
yeah, forever you and me.
blistering guitar solo.
Well, we solved
So,
love.
Yeah, thank God.
I think we touched a lot of lives here.
It's true.
But yeah, so Rampage happens, and then they just shoehorn in this guy who's running for Congress because
boy,
they're
yeah,
they're not
what
trying to
a-
get political enough.
Yeah, what a confusing ham-fisted.
And by the way, the southern thing is always dropped in there. They're like, yeah, why are we in this hick town with a bunch of hay seeds?
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait, is it
They
southern
keep
again?
winking.
Yeah, like,
But the thing about government is you have to be from that area to run for office.
yeah.
In that area.
You would
So
think-
he's also a hick and a hayseed.
yeah, you would
Except
think.
he's like an Italian from Jersey.
Yeah.
Or something.
He's also in the mafia.
It seems.
I thought he was. I was like, is this like a weird mafia character all of a sudden?
Well, that's because we're all racist towards Italians.
Yes. I feel fine with that.
Yeah. Monica is an Italian.
So Italian.
It's okay. She's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that if you're one of them.
Yeah. We're bad.
But no, he literally arrives, states his intention that I am a piece of shit, crooked politician,
Yeah.
and then is immediately murdered. Like he adds absolutely nothing to the story.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
he
the
hangs
reason why they
out-
shot the fireworks all at one time, which was
Oh,
also,
yeah.
I guess, the disaster that they had the year before, is that they all went off at one time. Except he crucifies the politician up there.
He
Yeah.
crucifies the politician, and then that explosion is what leads to the other cop dying
Yeah, the
on
cop.
the flag.
Yeah, the cop rolls down a mountain. It looks like, like he won't stop rolling, and then he takes the American flag staff,
Yeah,
and impales him.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty
Which
glorious
honestly,
shot.
That
yeah,
was- I like
that's
that
what
one.
we were all waiting for in a horror movie called Uncle Sam.
Yes.
That's pretty much the moment.
I was hoping he
I'm
would-
trying to get a little bloodlust freedom boner over here, and they finally gave it to me.
I was hoping he would plant the flag in his chest, kind of like the
Yeah.
Iwo
Like
Jima.
Iwo
Oh,
Jima.
sure.
Yeah, I think that would have been great. I'm just saying, if there was a reshoot. That's
Yeah,
how
maybe
it-
there was like an alt take where they did
Yeah,
that.
where they're just
instead.
like, it doesn't work unless you got 7 other dudes around you.
Yeah. Just like everything else.
Tell me about it.
So yeah, fucking a lot of the movies that we watch on this movie, like on this show, do not have a lot of plot, and it seems like that has been the theme of like the last 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Like
Is like plot question
no,
mark?
yeah,
Or is us just having to
Things-
talk around other things to fill time?
yeah.
I mean, I started telling how I remember 9/11.
It's true.
To be fair, I brought up 9/11.
Still,
Well, I mean,
I led you down that path.
in both your defense, never forget.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
the ending was kind of bitching. I mean,
it was like a tribute to somebody.
no, that
Lucio.
was literally the ending.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
talking about like the explosion part.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's okay. Like they've crucified the fucking senator or whatever, and the lights come on, and they see a senator that they couldn't find earlier is now strapped to a pile of explosives.
With his head on
And
fire.
then for a solid 90 seconds, no one does anything.
Everybody's like, "I'm fine
Yeah.
with this.
the
This is
fireworks
fine.
go off, and they're like, "Ooh."
He must really be getting into this."
I like how, so Uncle Sam comes in there, Isaac Hayes is there, blind boy still they would just leave the blind boy out in the yard.
Did they ever name the blind boy?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Okay.
If they did, I wasn't listening.
We're going to call him Stevie.
It's little Stevie Blondie, little Stevie Wonder, and he's just hanging out on the yard. They just every time they're like, "There's something in that house. Stay out here." And they just go inside the house.
As if he had options. Like,
Yeah,
God
that's
damn
true.
it.
I mean, you can't lug him up all two of those.
Well, I was going to say, he's like, once he gets to the stairs, he's fucked.
So they go in there, and Uncle Sam, he's in there. He picks up Isaac Hayes and throws him through a fucking wall or something. Breaks all the knickknacks, every knickknack in that whole place.
Yeah.
And you can tell that lady's been, where she's been terrified for most of her life from being beaten. She was just like, oh, a nice little cat. And she's a nice little
She
porcelain cat.
she really put all of her emotional trauma into
Yeah.
collecting
Oh, look,
bullshit.
So,
A
so
little boy
many,
fishing.
Yeah.
so many of those little precious memory statues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they shoot Uncle Sam, and that's whenever you're like, oh, shit, he can't be killed traditionally.
Uh-oh.
So we got to go get an old
As
Civil War
if
cannon.
he can't be killed traditionally. As if getting shot and anthrax and being dead for 8 years, that didn't do the job. Let's go get this fucking cannon from the courthouse.
Yeah, which instead of just leading Uncle Sam to the cannon, they go rig up the cannon, take it with.
Yeah, while the nephew has just a little chat.
Yeah,
with
and
him.
they hold hands.
Yeah.
They're just talking it over.
They're just being like, you know what? I've really missed you while you were in Kuwait. And he's like,
And then while you were dead.
yeah, and especially more so when I thought you were dead.
And is it odd, if not a little racist, that we assume Isaac Hayes knows how to use the cannon because he was in Korea?
Oh, I was like, is that a race thing?
That's what I was going to ask. I was like, that's what I had.
I'm from Compton. I don't remember a lot of
A lot of cannon use.
assuming black dudes knew how to use cannons.
It's a gun. You must know how it works.
But he was an ex-soldier.
In Korea, we were using fucking
We
cannons
were
in
using-
Korea.
Do they make soldiers take a history weapon
Yeah.
class?
Yeah. Like, could he also use a broadsword? Probably not.
Maybe not.
For like later employment as like a reenactor or something.
Now it's all adding up. That's
Types 50 words per minute. Excel. Cannon.
Yeah. Isaac Hayes uses GI Bill on
Proficient with cannon.
Isaac Hayes uses GI Bill on Civil War reenactor
Yeah.
classes. It's like, I got to figure this out. I can't let my family go hungry with me without a job. But yeah, so the blind boy starts telling him when to shoot, which is very odd, goes back to your Daredevil theory.
Yes.
That's little
Yeah,
Maddie
he's
Murdoch laying over there.
Yeah, they're coming out of the house now.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
He was
He
like,
does have like this very like,
I guess I trust you for some reason.
even though I got all my peepers.
it's like, I don't see anybody. Now.
All right.
And it takes 2 shots of the cannon.
Yeah, but
Well,
also those
yeah.
cannon rounds were explosive. They blew up a whole
Yeah.
goddamn house.
There were like 12 explosions.
Oh,
Yeah.
there were so many explosions.
It kept happening, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you said there
What's
was a
happening
meth
in
lab.
that house?
Yeah, you said their mom was cooking
Yeah.
up a meth lab in there, so it just kept blowing up.
Yeah, I'm no canon scientist, but I don't think this is how it works.
It's like, I also happen to have just bought a propane dealership. We're keeping most of our stock in the basement.
Yeah, that's really what it seemed like. The house was full of explosives.
And then at the end of the movie, like whenever I guess like everything was all right, and they moved into I guess another house, even though it destroyed everything they ever had.
Well, oh no, because that was the aunt's house. I remember in the beginning of the movie, she was like, "We're
Yeah,
gonna have
yeah.
you move in with us because your house is bad for some reason.
Your house is too big just for you, or something.
Yeah,
And then they
it's
blew
like,
it all to
she's
hell.
been alone there for years.
Yeah, she seems fine. She's got all her
Weird,
knickknacks.
this is coming up now.
Yeah.
This is a very important weekend for her.
Yeah, this is a pivotal weekend in that family.
The end of the film is the little boy with a barrel burning all his very expensive that I would have killed for G.I. Joe toys.
Yeah.
And just burning them and just staring at the plasticky smoke going into his lungs.
And while his mom looks over and is like, yes, this is a good thing. Like, she had a very encouraging smile.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
And then he turns
Out there
around.
burning.
That's my boy. He's terrifying.
He's breathing in plastic fumes.
I hope he dies.
Like I always wanted him to.
No, because like that's what they did. They like he turns around to look at his mom, and then they use like what I can only describe as like the fucking murder shutter speed on the camera. Like it gets real choppy, and then there's some
yeah.
music, and it's like he's staring at her like it's The Omen. It's like why is he evil now?
Yeah, it makes no
I thought
sense.
we were past all this bullshit.
I mean, did he just like, did Uncle Sam put his soul or anger into him by holding his hand?
No, because I do think he's good now. Listen, I think he's good now.
Okay.
Well, because also he doesn't. The whole movie, he's dressed in like he wears like a couple of different outfits, but it's always red, white, and blue and camo.
Yeah.
And in that scene, he was like in like a little like mint green shirt, and I was like, they're definitely communicating something with the way he looks.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
That's depth.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
No.
intense.
That's the reason why we invited you on this podcast.
Again, we're not accustomed to depth in these movies.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like it just felt weird. Like all of a sudden, like they have the evil kid shot, and it.
It was a tribute or something.
By the way, there was no music. There was no music. It was just
Poem.
a long cut, and then it says for Lucci or whatever. Like
Who is like a director, right?
I have no
I
idea.
assume it was Lucio Fulci.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But they should put his last name.
Yeah, it would have helped.
Well, they think the real fans will know, and you did. So
Well, that's the thing. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
I can't imagine there's too many people named Fulci or Lucio bombing around.
In my family, there is.
No, sorry.
Hey,
But yeah, like there's no like score at the end or going out of the credits. It's just this dude reading a poem about war.
Yeah.
sounds like Uncle Sam himself.
It was it?
I think so.
No, because he didn't talk like that.
Well, it was just
I've spent my time in hell.
or something like that.
It did sound like a grizzled soldier.
It
which I
sounded
think is
grizzled,
the
but not
point.
like sexy time grizzled. Like,
And also, if
Sorry,
they-
did you the whole movie you thought it was sexy? What he was doing?
again, why the fuck am I on trial here? Why am I the one?
Sorry, I noticed details.
But if that's how they were trying to fix, like maybe the light they shed on some soldiers, like if they're like, man, maybe, what if we pissed off a lot of America's finest here? So here's what we'll do:
Yeah.
we'll just put a poem at the end.
But the poem was also like kind of, I'm
You know
not
what
going to fight if I don't know what I'm doing. Like it was
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
it's like
You know
a
what-
John Prine song.
Yeah, you know what tough guys love? Poems.
It's
Yeah.
true.
That's what I like. I just listen to poetry whenever I go to the gym. I'm like, I gotta get pumped up for this. And then,
Little fucking Seamus Haney
yeah,
for you.
yeah. Roses are red. They sure fucking are. Now give me that fucking 50-pound weight.
Yeah, that's what they blast at CrossFit gyms, right?
Yeah,
It's like
so-
howl over and over.
Yeah, Sylvia Plath.
I've never been to the gym.
It's fine. It's not much to write home about, really.
Yeah.
It smells bad.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of women that are very sweaty, wearing very tight clothes, and you can't look at them no matter what. No matter how much your eyes just keep going over there.
You're like, no.
No.
Stop.
No.
So you just.
It's a good exercise in discipline.
It's a hell of a one. That'd be I'm just saying.
All right. Again, just basking.
So just give it a shot. It sounds fun, right? We described
man.
something fun.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Yeah, it's,
I have the Planet Fitness membership because like I was like I like everybody else in January. I'm like I'm gonna sign up for this.
Sure.
And how they trick you is like it's only $10 a month, but it's like $120 to cancel it. So it's
But you
just
have
cheaper
to
to
keep it
keep
for like
it.
a year or something,
Yeah.
or some amount of time.
Yeah. So what they're saying is like you will give us this amount of money,
Yeah.
whether you do it today
Yeah.
or you can just feel like shit and give it to us in $10 increments.
it's very gangstery.
Yeah, it is very gangstering.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Sorry, you're being shaken down.
I do feel very threatened. I feel like I'm in a corner and you guys have sticks. I don't care for it.
Just to let you know, there are a lot of weapons in a gym. There's a lot of bars and heavy things that you can throw kind of like a frisbee, just in case you feel like you need to go in there and just be like, I'm not paying you guys anymore, and you just pick up something.
Yeah, but you got to get kind of far past the front desk, right?
Not too far.
Okay.
Not the one I go to. It's,
Sure.
It's really close.
I'd also imagine if I was going to try to storm a gym,
Oh,
there'd
yeah.
be people that were way more fit than I am.
That's
that-
why, yeah, I left that part out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strong dudes.
Also, like I'm not so angry at the gym. I want to hurt them.
Well, I mean, you just
You
threaten
want
them.
your money.
Yeah, you don't have
Listen,
to
we
hurt.
want your money back for you.
Okay.
Listen, Rob, you don't have to hurt anybody. You just go in there
Wait,
and
put
threaten.
down the gun. What are you doing?
It keeps me calm.
Yeah.
I just like to know it's there.
Yeah, Gladys keeps me calm.
I feel secure. Anywho,
Guess we
yeah,
should play a game, huh?
I feel it's about that time to play the favorite game sensation that is sweeping the nation. Fuck
Marry.
machete.
Okay, Monica, this is fuck, marry, kill with
But with a machete, with details.
Yes, with details.
Machete for branding.
Yeah. Do you?
No. We're just
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I want you to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Marriage. If I'm going to marry anybody,
Sacred
Ooh.
institution.
Jeez Louise, who am I going to marry? I'd probably marry the blind boy's mom, just so I could just be like, listen, let's just get together. Let's work out these issues that you have of just leaving a boy by
you want to
himself.
save her?
Yeah. I'm the exact opposite. She seems
Every
like a
woman-
lot of work.
Every time we have a woman on this show that they see what I do, and they're all like, oh, you're just trying to be nice to everybody on this, even the person you murder. I'm like, yeah, a good-natured person. So that's who I'll marry.
Okay.
I'm saying if she
What
has
a
to,
hero.
I'm going to fuck that little boy's mom, though.
But she's.
But here's the thing, it's not like he's gonna see it. It's fine.
I know. Well, of course not, but still.
But he'll know.
He'll know. He'll know what's up. He'll know when the stepdad's over. Because I won't put like that white glove on and touch him like Uncle Sam or anything, but he'll know. He'll sense me. I'm definitely gonna fuck the main actor boy's mom.
Okay.
Fuck that. For
That's
the
a
main
smart
reason,
move.
yeah. Well, just because she seems kind of lonely, and the only dude that she's been able to date possibly since the dad took off was this guy. Was just like, hey,
creepy
the kid's
McFeely.
out of the room, so let me put my hand up your skirt while we eat dinner.
Kid's out of the room, dead body. He'll never know.
Yeah. And so while she's dealing with that, I'd just be like, we just start texting, and stuff like that.
So your version of fuck is that you wanted long-term date someone in this game.
While I'm married.
So taboo.
Yeah.
Josh Wildman Lewis.
Cool.
Yeah. I was just more of a Fabio character, really. Star-crossed lover.
Just have her rubbing your chest like he was rubbing that boy's face.
Yeah. Keep going. There's so many killable people in this. I think, gosh, I can't narrow it down to one. Okay, so the town mayor that comes out in that fucking stupid cowboy hat.
No, fuck that. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm killing him. He's dead. DOA.
What did he do?
Pissed me off.
He
why I'm
wronged
angry.
me. Done.
There's my turn.
Anyway, I'm done.
Ding.
Fuck. I would probably marry. I'd probably marry the little boy's mom as well, just because like she needs
a strong, positive man in her life.
Oh, God.
she seems. Damn. Well, of the only female characters in the movie, she seems at least the most agreeable to the touch of a man.
Yeah, she barely
Like
cringed.
the sister like runs away.
Yeah, that is true.
So like if I'm forced into a situation where I've got to fucking
the
prove
si-
that
yeah,
dudes
the
aren't
sister's,
awful.
like trembling too. Sounds annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, don't get me wrong, this all seems like a lot more work than it's worth. But you know what? Actually, I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna marry the marijuana girl because
I was
yeah.
thinking. I
Underage.
was like, he can wait out.
no. She's got to be 18
Sure.
to work the grill.
Oh, well.
I worked at a McDonald's. I know the fucking law.
Yeah, it seems like a real law-abiding town. She was the most like appealing personality-wise.
Yeah.
She just seemed chill.
She likes to get
She just
high.
wanted to get baked and make ribs.
How chill was she when she picked up that meat cleaver and just hacked that fucking all those ribs apart?
Okay, it's kind of hot when girls are crazy, right?
Okay. Yeah, boy.
No, then I was like, I'll teach her how to fucking cook. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We'll learn and we'll grow together.
Yeah, I feel like you could have fun with her.
Yeah. Then if I'm a
Underage
fuck,
girl.
I would also try to fuck the sister.
The one that's fucking gun shy?
Yeah.
The one that's like an abused animal?
Yeah. Because I like a challenge.
It's
I'm a piece of shit. And then if I'm gonna kill anybody, I'm gonna kill not the guy running for Congress, but his buddy, like his campaign manager-y type guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just because like he seems to be like he's equally as a crooked politician villain as the guy running, but he also doesn't seem to notice or give a shit that the guy's disappeared when there are bodies dropping everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's just like the most soulless person on the planet.
Yeah, he was just chilling back there, and then the mayor came over after he announced it. Was like, and politician so and so, and then he walked over to his assistant and was like, okay, where's he at? And he goes, oh man, he went to use his cell phone, and now we can't find him, and that's been a long time ago.
He said he was sitting in the limo.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah,
he can't stand the sight of you people, so he was just in the car.
we have to get him back in here with all this LA air.
Yeah.
But no, like, I mean, it's like, my buddy is missing. We found 4 dead bodies in this park today.
It's probably fine.
That's fine. He's good. Well, they got ribs over there.
Wow, is these ribs? Well, they look like they're hacked to fucking pieces, but I'll have some.
Those ribs look real shitty, too.
Yeah.
As a food.
Monica, I think it's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, I guess I would marry the mayor you killed.
Wow.
Because I just want to run a town. I think that sounds fun.
I get it.
That has
Power.
nothing to do with him. He just did the position.
But you'll take one. You'll be
yeah,
like,
I'll take it for the team if I can run
You
this
can do
town.
some stuff as
Yeah.
long as I can do some stuff.
It's like, I've always wanted to be that guy in the Monopoly box. Can I do that?
I would definitely fuck Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
We missed out on that
Definitely the best choice.
Because he didn't get some of that weird nub shit.
Yeah, he's got the fake leg.
Yeah, I just want to see what he can do with that. You know? My mind is racing with the possibilities. And I would machete. Gosh, that's a tough one. I guess that shitty teen that showed his ass to the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't think anything good in his timeline is ever going to come out of him.
If nothing else, if you're going to fucking show your ass to a crowd, show your ass to the crowd.
Yeah, it's like it was infuriating to watch him think he was a tough guy and then be a coward.
Yeah.
He's also one of those people that had probably, like, he's a good-looking kid, so he's probably like, I can get away with whatever.
He's never known
Yeah,
struggle.
he knocked over everyone in the. It was like very violent. He knocked everyone over in the potato sack race.
Well, that's how you can tell, like, fucking pretty people always go with what they want. Because, like, he showed his ass to the crowd, and they still let him be in the potato sack.
Yeah.
They're like, what could go wrong? And he just started punching people.
That's Dave, man.
It was kids, and then there was like one dude was clearly in his 40s, was
Yeah,
out
it's
there
like,
hopping
hey,
around.
can you not break everyone's bones?
It's like, this isn't for money.
Yeah. What is your skin in this game? Why do you care if you win?
What's the prize?
Yeah.
At this point, and then he fell off a bank anyway.
Anyway.
And he seemed like he was rolling down that bank for a half hour.
Oh, there's some very steep banks in this movie.
And then there was the side story that a couple that were fucking, she was blowing that guy.
Oh yeah, that
That
just
was never,
happened.
like, it was
Which
never
was
referenced
nothing.
again. Yeah.
They just went through a what was it, a junkyard, I guess?
Yeah.
And then there was just an old bombed out truck, and then there was a dude just sitting there like, and then a head popped up, and I was
It's
like,
like,
wait,
uh-oh.
that's a blowjob.
I know what that looks like.
Yeah.
We have to put that joke here because nothing else feels
Because
right.
it's the mid-90s.
Exactly.
And that's...
Yeah, there
kinda-
has to be at least one fellatio.
Yeah. Otherwise
Otherwise, why would we even
they
watch?
don't let them release the movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, where's the knob job? Damn it.
This is one of the rare
Reshoots.
This is one of the rare times we watch one of these movies and there's no boobs in it at all.
There was a
No,
little
there's-
bit.
well-
a little bit.
When
The stilts, Uncle
yeah.
Sam on stilts, and he sees it was very,
You didn't
very
really
minimal.
see her boobs, did you?
You saw her butt real
Yeah,
bad.
I saw a lot
her
of
butt.
But you saw her
Yeah.
boobs just a little bit.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
I was
buddy.
focused
I
on the
know.
butt.
Yeah, well. I got a quick glance at the butt, quick glance at the boobs. It's like a buffet.
Surveyed
It was like
everything.
Survey. Good. I'm
It
good
was
to
like
go.
going
See
to
butt.
the. It was like going to the gym.
It was like going to the gym. I just took a quick peek, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm not doing anything illegal or wrong.
Just keep reminding yourself.
Yeah, no, you're a real hero. We got it.
Some of us don't wear capes.
Just imagine you wearing the Uncle Sam outfit. And I was like, oh, that's my hero.
Was the fainting mom hot when you guys were
No.
doing yours? I was like, is
Not
she an
really.
option?
Not really. I mean, I did get her though. That's who I married.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's who you married? Oh, I thought you married the other one.
No, not the gunshot one. I fucked the other mom.
Okay, yeah.
Or currently am fucking, I guess. I don't know. However you want to put it.
Yeah.
I don't know. The fainting mom, Lee, was like, she's earned it. She looks like she deserves one. She's nervous and faints. She got a blind kid.
She was well presented. Feel like she had a nice little outfit on.
Yeah.
It was
She
kind
did.
of like
Sunday best.
Yeah, she did her best that day.
Just a well-kept woman. I keep her a
Yeah.
well-kept
I think
woman.
I think you could
While
do a
you're
lot worse.
fucking the other one.
Well, I'm fucking somebody else. Yeah, of course.
Or coaxing the other one.
I never said I was anything but a man.
Well, I think that's I think we've done all the damage we're gonna do
Okey-dokey.
here.
Well.
It is getting to be about that time. So yeah, Monica, where can we find you on the interwebs?
Yeah.
Should people be so inclined?
Sure. I'm Mighty Monica. It's Monica with a K on Twitter and Instagram. Or you could listen to my podcast. It's called What Did You Learn? You can look it up, Apple Podcasts, any of those other places.
Nice. If you want to hear from me, I'm at Rob Haynes, HAYNES on all the social media, pretty much all the bullshit.
I'm Matthew Josh from TN on all that other shit, too. And if you want to contact us as a joint team effort, Blood Camper, at Blood Camper on Twitter. We got at Letters from Camp Blood now on Instagram. You can email us at lettersfromcampblood@gmail.com. And if you want to go to this website that you're already on and listening to us, which is weird, campbloodletters.com. You can go check it out. We don't curate, we just put podcasts on it or nothing else, really.
Yeah,
So you could go to it, but I don't recommend
If
it.
you're already listening
Yeah.
to this on something else, it's
Yeah.
fine.
And, did you hear at the beginning? We got that new theme song going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that, check out Sean Parrott, local funny man, musician. We'll have a link to his BandCamp and all that stuff in the podcast feed. So check that out. He's a nice guy. Mm-hmm. It's good people.
I like him. He's a swell fella.
Bye, guys.
Bye.